channel. Thank you so much for being here. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And if you're new, I hope you will consider friending the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Returning subscribers, welcome back. And as always, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Today I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about gardening for new gardeners and how you can grow an entire garden for $5 or less using Dollar Tree seeds. So every year around February, Dollar Tree gets their seeds in for the season. They only charge 25 cents a packet. You're not going to get a great variety, like you're not going to get different types of tomatoes or the cherry tomatoes or a whole lot of variety of lettuces, that kind of thing. But you will be able to grow basic vegetables for $1/4 a package. And then once you have fruit or vegetables or herbs from that plant, you can save your own seeds and continue to grow these same varieties for years to come. Now, the seeds will get older, obviously, as you keep them longer. That will just decrease the germination. Generally, they will still germinate and you'll still be able to get some plants out of them. You might just have to plant 3 seeds instead of 1 seed to get that one same plant. But in my experience, I grow old seeds almost every year and have not had a problem. You also don't have to spend a great deal of money to buy things to grow them in. You can buy solo cups. Dollar Tree sells plastic cups all the time for $1.25. You usually get 10, 12 in a pack. You could use those. Just make sure that you poke a hole in the bottom so that the water can still drain. Your seeds are not going to wet, or your plants are not going to want to stay wet all the time. For example, I have bought these serve cups just for us to drink out of here at the house from Dollar Tree. They would work fine. I've bought smaller of the serve cups. This package is open, but you could also use those. Just poke your hole in the bottom. And if you're just starting out and the thought of seed starting is intimidating to you, buy the plants. There is nothing wrong with that. Many, many years I have bought plants from Lowe's, yard sales, farm stands, that kind of thing. There is nothing wrong with that. When I was raising my kids, I didn't have the time to worry about these seeds, so I just didn't start anything from seeds. And it is intimidating at first. But really what you need to grow the seeds is water, dirt, sunlight, and some warmth. And you don't necessarily have to start your seeds inside. You can direct sow a lot of seeds. It just extends your growing season to start them inside. What I use to start mine inside is I do have seed trays that I've bought from Amazon. I also have the heating mats I've bought from Amazon and grow lights. I have a grow tent that I am growing my seedlings in, but that is because I have puppies that are just over a year old. And last year when I was doing my seeds, they got a hold of all of my sunflowers. They got a hold of my coffee plant. They got a hold of my goji berries. They got a hold of a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying to protect them by having them in the grow tent. You do not have to do that. I grew mine on end tables with the heat mats and the grow lights, and they did great last year, besides the puppies getting a hold of them. And now I use Miracle-Gro to start my seeds. That way I don't have to repot them once that they sprout. That Miracle-Gro has food in it to help them. The seed doesn't necessarily need that food when it is sprouting. It already has it stored in the seed. But I do that again just so I don't have to transplant them or uppot them so soon. Dollar Tree does sell a seed starting mix, which I have used in the past to grow herbs. Did great. They also sell a potting mix. I am not a fan. If you're desperate and you need to use it, you could probably get away with it. but to me it was very sandy and very, which made it kind of thick and heavy, and it just didn't seem to do very good. So that's my opinion. You may love it. And usually the Miracle Grow is around $5 a bag. I believe the one bag that I used this year did at least 3, but maybe 4 of the seed trays, so it goes a decent amount of way. Another thing I have used to start seeds is my Arrow Garden, and that did great too. I just happen to have enough room for all my seeds so far this year, so I haven't really started anything in there yet. I am kind of thinking about doing my passion fruit vine and maybe the goji berries. The things that are a little harder for me to grow, I was thinking maybe of trying in the Arrow Garden. I have not tried passion fruit before, so I guess I shouldn't say it's hard for me to grow, but we'll see. Hopefully it works. A few things I would keep in mind if you're just starting a new garden is growing things that you like to eat, not just growing them to grow them. If you're not going to eat them, it's kind of a waste of space unless you plan to give them to other people, then I think that's great. But I would consider how much space you have, how much plants you can actually grow in that space. Now, a lot of these seeds that I wanted to share with you that came from Dollar Tree, you could grow in containers also, so that's an option. And I do grow a lot of my peppers, some of my cherry tomatoes. I've grown herbs, things like that in Lowe's buckets, and even like plastic bins or buckets from Dollar Tree. So you can pretty much get away with a lot, and as you start growing things, you will learn something every year. What does well in your area, what doesn't, what you like, what you don't like, that kind of stuff. Going back to the seed starting versus buying the plants. Seed starting is going to be much cheaper. Last year, Lowe's had one kale plant that they were selling. I believe it was $5. It may have been over that. But kale is so easy to grow. So is lettuce. There's so many things that you can grow even in your windowsill. Herbs, like I said, the lettuce, that kind of stuff. So as you go, you will learn what you can plant, where you can plant it, what's going to do well in your area, that sort of stuff. And if things don't work out, don't be too hard on yourself. That's just something you're learning. You're either learning that that plant didn't like whatever you were giving it, or it doesn't like the environment it's in, it doesn't like the area it's in, something like that. And then if you are concerned about the price of seeds, you can also save seeds from things that you get from the grocery store. I have grown things like tomatoes, big and small, potatoes, sweet potatoes, gingers, peppers, that kind of stuff from the grocery store. I'm working on blackberries now. I'm not sure, they haven't sprouted yet, but I'll let you know if they work out or not. And then some other things to keep in mind is just not to overwater them, but make sure they are watered. You don't want them to be too dry. I usually water mine from the bottom. That makes the roots search for that water and makes the roots grow downward instead of just staying kind of at the surface level. I talked about the out-of-date seeds. They still probably will work for you. They just might not germinate as greatly as they would have if they were brand new. When you're storing your seeds, I would suggest storing them in something plastic or something that mice cannot get into. I've mentioned before that we get mice in the winter time, and they somehow got into a container that I had seeds in and got a hold of my sunflower seeds. I have the hardest time with sunflowers here, and ate the whole bag. So that's why I would keep it in plastic containers. I have photo boxes that I got from Michael's that I keep mine in. These just happen to be in a random container that the mouse found and ate. So anyway. And recently there's been a lot of talk about a GMO tomato seed being released to the public. And what GMO stands for is genetically modified organism. So they take, if you're doing a tomato, they take the genetics from a different type of plant and inject those into that tomato seed to make it take on some of the qualities of the other plant. So that's what a GMO is. You used to not be able to get it as the public. Now you can. So you have to decide yourself how you feel about that. I would prefer the heirloom, non-GMO seeds. But again, I have a ton of seeds. I save a lot of seeds from the things I grow. So, and then some of the other places besides Dollar Tree that I get my seeds from are M.I. Gardener, Botanical Interest, Baker's Creek, Etsy, eBay, of course Lowe's, the garden centers, that kind of stuff. But again, Dollar Tree has seeds for 25 cents each, so it's hard to beat that price. Now they do mark them down, I believe maybe late summer. I think they got down to 10 cents, but that just happens to be if your Dollar Tree has any left, so keep that in mind too. And then one thing I did want to share with you that the Dollar Tree sells are these the seed starting greenhouses by American Seed. And it's just a plastic container with the clear plastic lid. And I have used these and they work fine. So if you needed something to grow in, you could grow quite a bit of things in there. So just wanted to share that. But now let's move on to the different seeds that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree to show you what you can grow. So I picked up a pack of their sweet basil. And you can use this for cooking, for teas, potpourri, that kind of stuff. And you could definitely grow that in a container. I also picked up a pack of the Mammoth Russian sunflowers. And of course you could eat the sunflower seeds. The birds love them. Apparently mice love them. And they're beautiful. And of course your pollinators love them. And you definitely want your pollinators in your yard. They're the ones that pollinate all your vegetables and fruits and stuff. I grabbed a pack of zinnias, again, for the pollinators. They need their little food too. I picked up a pack of marigold. And these are good. A lot of bugs don't like the way they smell, so they'll stay away from them. And then again, your pollinators. And all of that you could also, except for the sunflowers, I wouldn't suggest growing them in a bucket, but I suspect you could. I grabbed a thing of the Sugar Baby watermelon. Now you do need quite a bit of room for watermelons, but I just grabbed those to show. I grabbed a pack of their cucumbers. They're the National Pickling Cucumber. And if you get the bush kind of cucumbers, you could grow those in a bucket also. I picked up a pack of the beefsteak tomatoes. So these are going to be your big tomatoes that you slice and put on sandwiches, that kind of stuff. And then I also picked up a pack of the large red cherry tomatoes. Again, that could you could dehydrate those, freeze those. I have also used my cherry tomatoes in my spaghetti sauces. So I also picked up a pack of the Roma tomato, and this is good for like your salsas and sauces and things. I've got those. I also picked up the Early Golden Bantam Hybrid sweet corn. Now this would be hard to grow in a bucket, but I just went ahead and picked those up. I like to grow corn. I don't have a great place to grow it, but I do try to grow some every year. I also picked up some cayenne long slim red hot peppers. And these are good for making sauces, I freeze them, you can dry them. I also picked up the summer squash, and I like to eat that with just some garlic butter. Tastes delicious on the grill. Same with the zucchini. And these, again, you could grow in containers. Zucchini you can make bread out of. I freeze that a lot of times too. You could dehydrate it. I also grabbed a pack of the top crop beans. This is a bush bean, so again, you could grow these in a bucket. I also picked up a pack of the Grand Rapids lettuce. This is a leaf lettuce, and what that means is it doesn't form a head of lettuce. You're just going to eat the leaves. So you can cut this and it will keep regrowing to where you're just cutting it and letting it regrow, so you're just going to keep getting lettuce from it. So that's a great thing to grow. Lettuce is super easy, and you could grow that in a pot on your windowsill. I also picked up the Danvers half-long carrot, and those, you could grow some of those in a container. I also picked up the Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. Again, another great container. Or if you have a green stalk, they work great for this kind of stuff, and that's actually what I'm going to use for a lot of my green leafy plants. Then I also grabbed a pack of the French breakfast radishes, and those grow in about 30 to 45 days, so they're a quick crop. I'm not the greatest at growing those as easy as everybody says they are. I have a little bit of a hard time with them. I have grown them, but. Then I also grabbed the white Lisbon bunching onions, which I have bought these plenty of times. This is another thing I grow in my green stock. You could grow those in a bucket if you wanted to. And then I also picked up a pack of the Detroit dark red beets. And those are going to grow underground, so you do need a little bit of space, of course, for those. But I just wanted to give you an idea of all the different varieties of vegetables and herbs and flowers that you could grow for $5 buying seeds from the Dollar Tree. So I hope this was helpful. And I hope if you are starting a new garden this year that you will share that with all of us and let us know how it goes. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourselves and each other. Be blessed. And until next time, love you guys. Bye.